Hi guys, it's Fairy Truths here, and today we're getting a little dark, as you can see by our makeup.
Goth.
Anyway, we are going to be talking about the Ouija board. So, there's a lot of controversy over this board, and a lot of people won't even go near one. It's sold at a toy store. It is a game. You can literally contact, like, spirits can come to you through Candyland. Like, let's be honest, if a spirit wants to contact you, it's gonna find a way to do so. So this is what the board that we have looks like, and this is the planchette. The planchette is used to go across the board to spell things out for you. And this board is actually typically, it's a game, right, but it's typically used to contact spirits or the dead, anyone who's no longer living. And what you basically do is you talk to it through the use of the planchette, and you would have your fingers on it and it would move to whichever letters it's trying to spell out. Now, we're just going to kind of explain how to use the Ouija board and just your basic do's and don'ts of the Ouija board, because trust me, you don't want to do the wrong thing and possibly have some pretty terrible outcomes.
You just don't want to get possessed. We don't want a possession here. We don't want angry spirits.
So, you cannot use the Ouija board alone. It's not that it's dangerous to use it alone, it's that it just literally won't work. The Ouija board uses energy to move the planchette. So if you do it by yourself, there's just not enough energy there.
It's usually better to do it with 4 more people. Typically 4 is the best thing, but you also want an extra person to write down what the Ouija board is saying who's not playing the game, and you only want 1 speaker for talking to a spirit.
So maybe, like, if we were playing together, then maybe she would be the speaker and I would be telling her what to say to the board, so that it's not too confusing, and that, you know, people might say just shout something out and, like, the Ouija board might not react to it, whatever. But I have used this several times, and half the time it's worked, half the time it doesn't. It just depends on who you play it with, if you're believers or not, and just if the spirits want to come out to play. So the first rule is that you never want to take your fingers off the planchette once you've begun playing. It's just, it could leave the realm open and it won't end the game properly. And
also your energy would be off the planchette.
Right, you want to focus all your energy onto this bad boy, because this is where all the movement is happening. And when you start the game, players would place their fingers on the planchette and they would do a circle around the board. Circle. This just kind of builds your energy, and that's another thing, you don't want to go off the board at any time, even though they do give quite a large planchette in the game.
Yeah.
So maybe if you can make your own or buy a smaller one.
This one's kind of just a bad quality. You all have heard of fidget spinners, but have you heard of planchette spinners? Yep, that's right, planchette spinners. Buy them now. Contact your spirits while looking cool in school.
I just remembered that we also have another Ouija board. Hold that one up. This one's a little bit bigger, so maybe this planchette would.
And this is the more classic look. This is kind of just what we found at Toys R Us.
But this one came with a huge planchette. This one's ginormous.
This would probably be a better planchette.
Yeah. But with a bigger board, this planchette actually works out pretty well. Anyway, back to...
So, before playing, you always want to, like, have your group of people kind of put your hands together and just, like, picture a ring of light going around you. It's kind of bringing positivity and protection to your session. And also, you might want to call it to Archangel Michael, because that's also another way for protection. Even if you're not very religious, it's a good thing to do.
And another good thing is to have a positive mindset. You don't want any negative energy around the Ouija board. It could attract negative energy towards yourself or others around you. So it's very important to have a positive mindset. And if you've been through something stressful, or if you're having anxiety or any type of negative emotion, or if you're not feeling well, it's very recommended to not play, just because that can bring in negativity. Even if you're not meaning it to, it could be very bad for your results. So you definitely don't want to have any...
You're a little too sick to be doing this, Queen.
Negative energy while playing the Ouija board.
Also, when you're asking questions, don't think of an answer in your head immediately, because you might subconsciously make it go to the answer. Just try to not picture an answer in your mind.
And that's another thing. The Ouija board can be a lot of fun, but it can also be very scary. Of course, there's no proof, of course, that it's real, or that there's actually spirits coming through, but it's all about believing. Just like with the fairy world, it's all about believing. if you don't believe, you're not going to get the results that you want, and if you don't believe, it's just not as fun. One thing you definitely never want to do is talk about how they died, where they died. It's very disrespectful to the non-living. It's disrespectful, and it's also just a bit personal.
Yeah.
Another thing you don't want to do is bring up any dead relatives or any dead people that you know in general. Bad spirits will trick you and say that they're these people, and then try and just hurt you in any way possible.
Also, never believe anything the Ouija board says. It could be telling lies all the time. Just never believe who they say they are. Just use it to have fun with your friends.
It's all about fun. Never take it too seriously. It's just a game. Keep in mind, you can buy it at Toys R Us, for crying out loud. It is a game. It's all for fun, and maybe just to kind of let your spiritual side be a little more free, and to explore other realms of the universe, because of course there's no way that it's just us mortal humans, alive people, just taking up the space that this world has to offer us. So with that being said, we're just going to go over maybe some don'ts that we can really think of, and one big thing is Zozo. You're not supposed to speak his name, but I'm going to, just for education. So basically, if the board starts to go to the Z-O back and forth, or back and forth anywhere, really, you're going to want to roll over goodbye and then close the game out. That's how you close the game every time. Make sure you just roll your planchette over goodbye. Another thing you want to keep in mind is if it starts doing the the numbers in order, 1, 2, 3, 4,
or the alphabet, or goes back
if it goes back and forth, it's negative energy. You want to close the board.
Out of the board.
Another one is Mama. If it starts to go back and forth, M-A, you're going to want to close the board. Just any back and forth motions from any of the letters. If it starts to count backwards in the letters or the numbers, then you definitely want to close the board. Make sure you always close the game, or you could leave the portal open and scary things might start happening to you, just depending on the situation.
Also, something you should do when playing, ask if it's a good spirit or a bad spirit. Ask if it's good to go to the sun, and if it's bad, go to the moon. And if it goes to the moon, go away. Say goodbye.
Close the game immediately. But that's one of the first things you're going to want to ask, is if it's good or bad.
That's definitely the first thing you want to ask.
And I know that some people may not want to because they don't want to know if it's a bad spirit, but it's definitely better to be safe than sorry. Questions to ask it, maybe their name. You're definitely going to want to ask it their name. Ask them
their age,
you know, just all that different stuff. Maybe if they had a family, or if they're with their family, or where they grew up, where they lived. If they lived in your house,
if they were a girl
or boy, just different questions like that. You don't want to ask it things like lottery numbers or predicting the future. Don't ask it when you're going to die. You may not like what you see, and it may freak you out and kind of mess with you. But you definitely just want to keep everything positive and don't ask any scary questions, or you may receive scary answers, and just be prepared for that if you do choose to bring negative energy or ask scary questions to the Ouija board. Okay, so on your Ouija board, you have the classic Ouija up here, your yes, your no, your goodbye. You have the entire alphabet in alphabetical order, and then you have 1 through 0, and then obviously if they need double digits, they just like, you know, and then you get your standard planchette, either this or this huge one. But most Ouija boards have this specific setup. As you can see, these two look different, but they have the exact same setup, the yes, the no, the goodbye. It's just really whatever you can find in the store that you would pick. But yeah, if you have any Ouija related questions, then
leave them in the
comments below. Oh, another thing is you don't want to mention anything religious to the Ouija board. Keep in mind that while your religion may or may not be against this or for this, it's just, you never know. It's a spiritual thing. It's very separate from religion, so you want to keep those two things separate if possible. Of course, you can say a prayer before you start the Ouija board just to protect yourself. That's always recommended, but don't bring up religion. Don't ask it any questions about religion. Don't bring up God or Jesus.
Talk to them as if you're having a friend over for tea at your house, because, like, you know, bring up people's religions is a rude thing in general. Don't ask about politics either, you know.
Yeah.
Just keep it cool, keep it fresh, be nice, and they'll be nice to you.
But we hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any Ouija related questions, just make sure to leave your comments below, and we'll make another video to this answering your questions. And if you want to see us play the Ouija board, let us know. I'm probably won't, but
We can get a group
we
of friends,
have
maybe.
2 of them, so I mean, it's definitely possible. If you guys want it, we'll definitely do it. Make sure to leave your comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you want more scary videos like this, you know, spooky stuff.
Spooky.
I try to stray away from it just because I'm not sure what you guys want to see, but if
Mhm.
you did enjoy this and you like videos like this, please let me know. I would very much appreciate it. And that's all from me. And also, if you guys are liking the daily vlogs, I'm going to try to keep those up as long as possible until I can't anymore. But other than that, that's all we really have to say for the video. We just wanted a basic run through of the Ouija board so that we can make another video for you guys in the future.
Yes.
Alright, as always, bye!